Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. Opting for a weather in 5 tonight instead of a live stream. Did one this morning. Had some audio issues, so we're going to do this, and we'll save the live stream for tomorrow night. For the latest snowfall forecast maps for all of the Northeast, be sure you download the weather app, the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app on Google Play or on the App Store. Or you could also see the ones for the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area on Angry Ben's weather app, the Angry Weatherman, and you can download that on Google Play. We have a rundown of all the advisories and warnings that are up tonight. Winter weather advisories for inland spots, coastal flood warnings, advisories for some tidal flooding at high tide, and then we'll see where this all goes tomorrow as low pressure moves up the East Coast, but it moves far enough offshore that we're really not going to be experiencing anything too problematic, even in the areas where we have advisories posted. So showing you here, we have the winter weather advisories up for northwest New Jersey, Warren, Sussex, Morris, and western Passaic counties, the 4 northeastern counties of Pennsylvania, and then in the Hudson Valley, it's basically from Orange and Dutchess counties northward to north of Albany, so going north of I-90. And also in Connecticut, the northern half of Connecticut and parts of western Massachusetts. There are additional winter weather advisories that are going to be going up during the overnight and during the day on Monday that will expand across New England and in particular across Maine, where there probably will be it'll be the one area that winds up with at least some snowfall out of this that's more than a coating to an inch or so. Now, with respect to what to expect in the advisory area, we're talking about a light glazing of ice here, and it's on the order of 0.02 of an inch. And judging by the way the temperatures are behaving and with what we're dealing with, it's going to be in areas where the cold air tends to get trapped. Valley areas in northwest New Jersey and in northeastern Pennsylvania. And again, also as you move up the Hudson Valley, same issue, mostly where cold air winds up getting trapped. This is not like last night where we saw temperatures down in the teens and single digits in many inland areas. It's not going to get nearly as cold tonight because of cloud cover. And you're going to see temperatures at least attempt to rise in southern areas. Also, the volume of precipitation here is not really all that impressive. When you look at the overall amounts being dictated by melted liquid, and in areas where you're going to see rain, really not talking about very much, mainly about 1/4 of an inch. You start to get into southeastern New England, and this is where you see amounts of 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch to over an inch out on Cape Cod, because that's where the closest, the coastal low will make its closest pass, and also seeing some high amounts as you head up into Maine, where we've got 3/4 of an inch to as much as an inch of 1/4, and much of that, at least the first half of this, is going to wind up being in the form of rain. Here's our storm tonight. It's located well to the southeast by a few hundred miles of the North Carolina coast. We've got this tight pressure gradient thanks to high pressure still sitting in Maine, but temperatures across New England all warmed up above freezing this evening, so this afternoon and evening. So again, they're not going to fall nearly as far. And the other thing is, you take a look at the radar tonight, there's very little going on. Yeah, there's a little bit of patchy light rain and drizzle that's showing up in some coastal areas, steady rain off the Outer Banks now that's moving north to south because that low is beginning to move to the north. Other than that, it is really on the quiet side with respect to precip amounts. And here we have, the Weather Prediction Center's next 2-day rainfall, and we're looking at the darkest green indicates about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. So you see that except for eastern New England, we are just seeing reasonable to light rainfall, liquid rainfall amounts here overall. So again, not impressed with the with all of this. Now, just a couple of quick runs of the models tonight from Pivotal Weather. Just want to show you, this is the European model for late tomorrow afternoon on this first shot. And you're starting to see a little bit of precip developing here with some freezing precip up in the Catskills, and you've got some rain off the coast of Maine. But we may spend much of tonight and much of the daytime today, daytime on Monday rather, doing very little. And then we'll get into some rain later tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. And during tomorrow night in upstate New York and northeastern Pennsylvania, you see this gradual changeover to sleet and to freezing rain in some places, certainly in the colder air. And by the time we get to Tuesday morning, it's mostly snow from Route 84 northward on up through upstate New York and changing over to snow everywhere else. And of course, by this point, the storm is already long gone out in near Nova Scotia. And when we look at it on the GFS, most of the rain, most of the precip stays offshore. You get that little back edge that develops tomorrow night into Tuesday morning. And then we see improving weather conditions after that. Another low is going to come out off the southeast coast on Tuesday. That runs up to the northeast, heads just south of Nova Scotia along about Wednesday night. But the bottom line for us is that weather conditions will improve, and we won't see anything from that particular system. So that pretty much wraps it up here, folks, for Weather in 5 tonight. Again, even though we have those advisories up and the coastal flood warnings for New Jersey, moderate coastal flooding expected at high tide, coastal flood advisories for Long Island, minor to pockets of moderate coastal flooding there. But as far as where the winter weather advisories are concerned, just be alert for a little bit of glazing. That really is all that it's going to be. And I'm not expecting any serious issues during the overnight or for tomorrow. So we'll update this tomorrow morning. And we also have website posts that are up. Check out the latest also on the meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app and on Angry Ben's weather app, the Angry Weatherman. And of course, for more extensive weather coverage, you can go to my weather platform on Patreon. That's patreon.com/meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.